Well, hello, folks. Andres Inset? I don't know. Anyway, I was looking at a lot of these tech optimists lately. We all know that, technology isn't democratic. I mean, nobody votes for these things. It's just business, right? We invest a lot of money in things. Like, I think I heard somewhere that we invested $500 billion in autonomous driving cars, and we don't have any. But you could teach a kid with an 80 IQ how to drive a car in an afternoon. So there's something about intelligence that's evolved in us, our own particular kind of intelligence that's unique. Some tech optimists talk about actually, because we can't understand how a bat thinks or a pig thinks, if we wanted to have conscious, intelligent animals, we would have to recreate them. So we'd have to basically recreate a pig and then upload an intelligent brain into it or something. I don't know what they're talking about, but anyway. The genies are out of the bottle and they're not democratic at all. You follow the money, the ontology of finance, and you find out, and profits, and you find out what's going on in the world, and the people just get dragged along with it. So recently, Sam Altman said in an interview that our machines, cameras, video cameras, computers, tablets, phones, all of our gadgets, our smart appliances, everything was not designed for AI or for AGI, artificial general intelligence or anything. So we're going to have to re-engineer all of those things and get them up to speed so that they can work in this new way. Artificial intelligence is upon us and nothing's going to stop it, except perhaps climate change. But so we're going to be able to look forward to buying a whole bunch of new gear because all of our stuff will be, unusable. Maybe next year, the year after that. So forget about updates to your software and on your computer, your Power Mac or whatever. It's not going to be good enough anymore. And a lot of tech optimists like Indeset talk about artificial human intelligence. So somehow we have to embrace the idea that we're not smart enough, we're not good enough. Obviously, history tells us that we're a mess, so we'll never be good enough. Progress will never progress enough until we're all smart enough, whatever that means, whoever defines that. And we're going to need artificial intelligence and a lot of computing power. And, we're going to have to meld our brains basically with computers to be smart enough. And somehow the infinite game will kick off. And it won't be about winning and losing and zero sum. It's going to be about playing the game forevermore into the universe, off into the far-flung future. And we're all going to be happy. So the idea is that we're just not good enough. I mean, do you want to worship slime mold, or do you want to worship God, or do you want to worship yourself as a god? We all got to become gods. There won't be any sense of equality. Inequality can't be sorted out without everybody becoming gods. and the idea for me, this technology is an inequality maximizing machine because most of us don't have access to the cutting edge and we don't know anything about it. But we will be swept up into it, and we will think that we will be left behind if we don't have it implanted into our brains. So it's wild, man. And these guys believe they can do it. There's nothing else to be done. AI and AGI and AHI are represent a quiver of panacea, panaceas, to all that ails us. So cancer, climate change. You can only have a long future if it's a high-tech future, because we have to manage everything. That's the idea. You have to be insane to think that degrowth is a thing, or, for tech optimists, if you talk about living in harmony with nature or things like that, protecting ecosystems, saving the planet, which I don't subscribe to anyway, because you can't save the planet. We can save our own species on the planet if we learn how to live in harmony with it. But anyway, if you think like that, you're an ideologue. It's all just ideology. But if you believe in techno-progress, then you're something else. I guess you're smart or whatever. You're cool. You believe in the future. You believe in human beings. You believe in Homo sapiens. And they keep saying they're not paperclip maximizing machines, but when you want to recreate animals and make them smart, and because you can't fathom their own way of viewing the world, there's no theory of mind for you about Rover, your dog, and there's no theory of mind for you about, an aardvark. If you want smart aardvarks that can live better in nature, you have to re-engineer them, biohack and bioengineer them, and then upload into their brain the kind of consciousness that human beings can relate to. So I can have a decent conversation with my parrot, finally. Because I try to talk about Neoplatonism with my parrot, and it just doesn't get it. It just keeps saying, I want a cracker all the time. Can't get there, can't get to a deep conversation. So this seems to be the thing that we're after, and I guarantee none of us will stop it, because that's where the money goes to. That's where market makers and investment bankers and hedge funds create debt and money to invest in these things that are exciting and fun. I mean, you would much rather aspire to be a god than recognize the intelligence of mycelium or slime mold, or recognize that trees are pretty cool just as they are. I don't know much about forestry, but there's a heck of a lot of undergrowth now. And it's starting to get hot and dry. Today it's going to be 34 here. In our region, actually, it's probably going to only get to be 30, but a few days of 30-degree weather. It's pretty warm. And it's getting dry. I don't know. Fire season is upon us, I guess. But fire, that's the way it is. And fire seasons are going to last longer and be more ubiquitous around the world as we heat up the planet. But anyway, so the panacea is technology. Artificial intelligence is the thing. It's the new next thing. All of our machines have to be re-engineered for it, for those applications. That's where the future is. That's where the trillionaires will be made. And the rest of it can go to hell, because, it's funny, we still don't have autonomous driving cars, and they're talking about, why would we want that when we could have autonomous flying machines? There's just more space in the sky. It's a lot easier. You have all these drone tech people in Ukraine and Russia rapid prototyping new drones every single day to put onto the battlefield. So why can't we just, make autonomous flying vehicles and all that kind of thing? And we're going to need to do that. And then it's a race. It's a multipolar trap, because China has to get there and Russia has to get there. BRICS have to get there, and the global north, the West, has to get there. And the hegemon, Uncle Sam, has to get there. And God knows we have to destroy the other people's efforts to get there. Otherwise, we'll be left behind. Some people say it doesn't matter. If China invents something, we'll just grab it, take it apart, re-engineer it, and build it ourselves. Big deal. Today, we can do that much more quickly than we could in the old days. The old days, it would take a generation to re-engineer some invention or something like that. You think about the Cold War, that series, the Americans and the Soviet Union trying to catch up by, stealing secrets from the United States and all that kind of stuff. Well, now we're going to be stealing secrets from China, right? We gotta beat them. So we could either let them continue to innovate and create and then steal their stuff like they stole all of our stuff because we gave it to them and we gave them the financing and we took advantage of labor arbitrage. But no, we're going to, we're going to be stealing their stuff now, corporate espionage. And that's a lot quicker because once we get their cool stuff, we can re-engineer it in a heartbeat because that's how good we are. So maybe we don't have to kill China and India and the rest of the world. Maybe we can rule over Asia, even though there are billions of Asian people living in Asia. Why would America want to rule it? But it's the hegemon. It has to. So either America controls the spice or nobody else can. That's the name of the game. So the idea about getting over on our limitations and achieving the infinite game where we just continue to evolve forever and ever is becoming immortal and machines and leaving nature behind. And they have these ideas that you're going to fuse natural evolution with technological evolution and all this stuff. Somehow it's going to harmonize and come together and it's going to be all happy camping. I don't know. I'm still looking into it. Have been for a long time. I still don't get it. But I promise you this. It's not democratic. You will not vote for it. You will not be asked if you want it. You will have the newest, latest stuff. And if you're lucky, you will be one of the few who gets to have those implants before the competition, before somebody else in your class gets one. And there will be corruption, and people will break the rules so that their kids can have their implants in middle school and whatnot and be geniuses. And you'll be talking about Thomas Aquinas with your Labrador and all that kind of stuff, if you're lucky. And that's just the way it's going to go. So if you want a job, you better learn how to design computer chips, engineer and design computer chips and things like that. Get into robotics, get into these high-tech fields and surf off of that, or become a consultant and help high-tech people do their business or whatever it is, or be a financier, investment banker, venture capitalist, hedge fund manager, or something like that. That's the future. If you want to be a tough guy, if you want to be, somebody who's important, you're going to have to do that. The rest of us are going to be dragged along into this and used as data generators and labor savers until we're not needed anymore. I guarantee that's going to happen because you won't be able to keep up. But the idea is that this new tech and AI is going to be so invisible, just like a lot of technology is invisible to us today, and black box, that you won't even notice it. It's just going to take over your life and you won't notice it. I wonder who's going to program us then, or how we'll be programmed. In other words, trained, educated, and where will we fit in? What will be our purpose? What will be the meaning of life in that situation? I don't know. It's very complicated. But you have no control. You have no power. It's not up to you. It's up to the big players in the tech world, and they're going to save us for infinite progress over infinite space-time. So, good luck. Have a nice implant. Bouliam tea out.